Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another video. I am showing my epic racetrack house. A lot of you may have seen this on the adoptme live stream that was held a while ago, actually, because this has been around for a couple months. Where they did a little build showcase that I got to show my track on, but I thought I'd give a little bit of a more in-depth video on it. So let's check it out. And here we are inside. I built it. It's kind of an inside area, just as a starting spot. This is the banana cup. I could probably make a video on how to build that trophy, but it wasn't too hard. But there's a little bit of weirdness coming out of there. Anyway, that's not the focus. Little grinding area over here. Arcade game. I have a video on how to build that. But this place isn't for really grinding. This place is for racing. Up here we have the race rules. You must complete in a go-kart. If you remember from the original video I did that kind of went over the go-kart mechanics, I think that was like a must-have because you didn't want anyone changing to a faster car mid-race, and so you can make sure if people complete in a go-kart that they didn't ditch it halfway. Rule two is just have fun, be friendly. Number three should go without saying, no dogs allowed. And the pro tip to play as a parent, if you've ever tried to race, when you are a baby and you're in one of these cars, every little bump just sends you flying. So, anyway, so yeah, this is my racetrack start area, and I'll do a loop around the whole racetrack and then kind of give a more in depth into it. So let's get ourselves a car here. I'm not going to do the full countdown, but here's the launch area. I kind of like made this as like a just launching, kind of get ready, and then we are into the jungle area. And if we come here, we come up to a shortcut. This is stay out, but you can a little waterfall area. Oh, I came at it too slow. There you can see the waterfall. Let's go up it now, and right through. Oh, this is too small of an area. Actually, you really get bounced around easily. So your shortcut becomes a massive handicap pretty quick. Anyway, turn here left, also awkward turn, but so yeah, that shortcut is really a not a nightmare in disguise. Here is the feature of the jungle area, that giant snake. We'll show him again later. Then the jungle area changes to desert, and we can see this pyramid off in the distance that we zoom our way through towards, with some great cat statues out in the beginning. And here we go into the pyramid, and now we'll go by. It gets a little better in the dark when you have those lamps, and here's some sarcophagus and the mummy overseeing. It was a fun build, and now we'll go up, 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 and this lags my computer a little bit. All right, we made it into the clouds, and now we are racing up in the clouds. We go through this little transparent racetrack area where you see down below. Let's see if I can. You can even see the jungle area that you went through. And up there is Zeus guarding the heavens. And now we go into the underworld. What goes up must come down. Hit some little fire traps here to slow you down. I'm a really horrible driver. Um, just in case you didn't know, it was supposed to be the underworld, and now we come down to the finish. So not an incredibly long track, but pretty involved. And as we get to the end here, you can see a little shameless self-promotion from me. Follow me on YouTube for build videos and more. So anyway, let's go here. The exit. And this time I will just go, I'll ride my trusty winged tiger, and we'll kind of fly through and talk. Like I said, this entrance area, I thought like build some anticipation, almost like I had this theme in my mind, kind of like exiting a hangar. Like if you ever watched the old Battlestar Galactica when they were having like spaceships launch or something, you went out this long runway or something with the lights. And then I was hoping to have like some kind of smoke or something or another that you would emerge into, but none of those really extend far enough to. So that really kind of. So anyway, this main jungle area, I really wanted to kind of like block out everything, so it made it look like you were really here in the jungle. It's a lot harder to do with the number with the foliage and everything. It's actually really painstaking to plant all these different plants and trees and try to crowd them in. So one of the like techniques I use, and I use this a lot, like if you really just want to fill something in, and so I would plant like a bunch of the plants how I liked it, and then select like a giant group of them or something, and then clone that multiple times, and then so you'll sometimes see along here the same kind of leaf pattern repeating over and over again, just because it made it easier to like clone a group of 10 plants and just keep layering that along than it was to plant each plant one by one. And you don't really notice the lack of diversity here and there, but I think it gave a good effect. You can still see through it out and like see you're not really in the jungle too much, but what do you expect? This isn't Mario Kart. So anyway, as I saw, the first kind of I wanted to play with the idea of like a shortcut, like just like I said, Mario Kart. You always have those like things you can go to try to get a leg up on people, and you'll see here normally the course just follows kind of an S shape, and you have to go through these curves. But if you go through this shortcut area, which isn't made of the racetrack materials, this is just a I think this is just a wedge that's colored the same color as the racetrack. And here I did use again as a little waterfall to try to make it. And you actually can't fit through this unless you're on something small like the go kart. So if you try to bring your monster truck up here, you're gonna have a pretty bad time. So this waterfall just takes you across. These railings, you'll see how they're a little different here. This is the railing furniture, and this top part again is not an actual part of racetrack. It's just a, I think, floor pieces that are colored the asphalt. And you can see it down here now that the light's coming out or whatever. That again, just a wedge, and weird that a rail actually goes to here. But I think once you come over here, and if I could make it bank into the curve here a little bit better, it would probably flow nicer. But it was really just a first attempt at making a shortcut. If I ever do expand on this, which I hope to, or make a new one, I'll probably take some lessons learned there and try to make some better, maybe more challenging shortcuts. So anyway, one of the things I wanted to try was putting like the giant snake here. And as you can see, kind of I made a rattlesnake, giant rattlesnake, and these are just really big rings rescaled and sunk into the ground a little bit, so it almost looks like the snake is coiling around the track until you get up here to the head. And the head is just kind of, as much as you can do with the blocky shapes, but I think it turned out pretty nice. You got a little snake mouth down here with some fangs. And so that was the jungle theme. And so then got in here to the desert, and I wanted to again try to use some of I think I used the smoke machines here to kind of like get a little sandstorm going, but you can't scale those. If you scale them up or down, it doesn't matter. The actual effect just stays the same radius, and so didn't get too much there. The good thing about sand in a desert is you don't really need to put much there because it's a desert. So if you color rocks and sandy mounts and hills, and you've got pretty much a desert there. So didn't spend too much time here. Actually trying to make the terrain look like something, but knew I wanted a pyramid. And from the front it looks like a pyramid. I put some blocks in there to try to give it a little texture, but really it's just a huge single scaled wedge. It's not actually even a pyramid. So you don't really see that when you're racing into it. That's why it works. But and these cat statues, you don't have to build those. They just come, you just have to scale them up really big. So I think so I put the wedge up a little bit like this. What I'm looking at is the bottom of the wedge, and then just walled in the areas. I wanted to make it so that it looked like you were actually entering it. So these are separate walls down here and everything, but goes through the path of the racetrack. when you're building the racetrack, and this racetrack doesn't have a whole lot of crazy turns and everything because it can make it really tough once you start getting all wobbly and wonky to actually get your racetrack back on course. So, I mean, I put turns and curves and little hills in here, but for the most part, it's just a pretty easy route. It's just meant to look pretty and kind of be a neat little tour through some different areas. So, anyway, built the mummy here. I think it turned out as well as you could expect from a mummy. Lots of panels and stuff, white to make it look like wrappings over the eyes, and so you know, I would say not bad for a Roblox mummy. I could sell that in the avatar shop probably. Here, I knew I wanted to get up into the clouds. I didn't feel like making, like I said, it's hard to. If you start getting into spiral, then next thing you know, you got this massive spiral that it. So I made it straight up, and you can actually have some trouble getting up pretty when you have this kind of straight up. The car can get stuck a little bit of the way, so put a little bit of ramp there, and also put those kind of things to make it look like you're in the cloud. More of those smoke machines, and those really lag my computer out a lot when I go through them. But the computer I'm on is not incredibly fast. So anyway, once you get up into the clouds, one of the effects I liked was trying to put was switch again away from the standard racetrack houses and just use some of the clear floor panels and some of the railing furniture. You can see again as the rails turn a little bit. Just kind of neat to be able to like see like you're be able to see down and see the rest of the track. If I had more, and I do plan on maybe expanding this some more down there, be able to put some more of the track, and then but yeah, it's kind of neat effect to be able to racing on the transparent glass, and then Zeus, the god of thunder, and playing with again trying to make some realistic looking things out of the very limited shapes. It looks a lot better from a distance. That's all I can say is, but then you get down here, and from the Mount Olympus, you go down into Hades, and this this is the first time I put literally obstacles on the track. And they were it was expensive. I think these potions, these flame potions, cost like $8,000 a piece, and that along with campfires, shrunk down and put into there, make and use some other campfires and stuff around here too, out in like the lava fields to make it look like kind of molten lava beds everywhere. Um, and then pitchfork up there, which isn't really like you know Greek mythology canon or anything, but made it. If there's any doubt that you are in hell, like I think that was put to bed there. So then, yeah, and clouds changed to a darker gray. I was really happy. Some items you can't really color well, but it's nice that you can color the clouds different colors. So anyway, you get out of the rocket train, then it's just straight down into the finish line, and it's weird that when you use these tracks, that anything you put on them becomes like a hazard. And when I was trying to play with a finish line, like even trying to put something just a smidge above would cause cars to like flip over here at the end. But eventually I found the lights here, and you can roll over them and not get blocked. I even put some chairs up here so that you can sit and watch the finish. I think you have to be off this. All right, I have to stop editing. Yeah, there we go. So I actually did have a race here with some people. I gave away a neon cassowary to the winner, and this is where me and my friend Hannah could sit and watch and make sure we saw who came across first, and then so yeah. Then once you finish the track, knowing that I might have a race or whatever, and not wanting people like put a little blocks here just to make sure people couldn't drive the cars back down in here, potentially back up the stairs. I don't know what I was concerned about, but it just seemed easy to make sure. Okay, everyone's going to get off here. Nobody can drive through and get back to the beginning again. So anyway, that was my racetrack house, and like I said, I'm gonna expand on this one day. I say that now, but then again, I have so many other projects I'm building, and Halloween's right around the corner too. Stay tuned for my Halloween build, which I will hopefully have done within a week. But anyway, I hope this has given some inspiration to some people, and check back again for some more content sometimes. Thanks.